Call a meeting for the Dormant Commission on March 12th, 6:30. The dot and present are
Jimmy Cuban,
Ken Brad,
Tom Bartlett,
Linda Ragasta.
Michael St. Germain.
as our extra person and Craig Dalton as chair. All right, we will, if the group doesn't mind, we'll skip over our first three items. We'll come back to them. Keep Michael here. That's what you live around, or is that college? Bridgewater. So Michael St. Germain is here. I know I sent out an email about it to you guys. He's gonna relate a little bit of his project to us that he's working on, the Baker site. I had to look it up today where it was. I don't have any information on it, so I'm interested too. But, that as well as categorizing that, the artifacts from them, and on a project that he has for his, project class at BSU. So this is Michael St. Germain, and you've met, well, you've heard that name.
Pretty was met, but
Yeah,
nice to
Nice to
meet
meet
you.
you.
and we have worked with Kristen Zimmerman quite a bit past.
You told me I had great things to say about you guys.
Oh, wow, well, we have great things to say about him too. He likes to talk a lot, though.
Oh,
Does he
yes.
talk a lot in class?
Yes.
Yeah. You have to kind of give him a time period and stuff. But anyways, the floor is yours, Michael.
I guess I'll start with the capstone project.
Okay,
Pretty much I have to do a mock trial, I guess, of I don't know the exact. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm never been here, so I'm a little nervous.
oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry.
But pretty much it's like a mock, whatever you guys need help with, it's a mock trial of it, pretty much, where we go through like the federal regulations, all that kind of stuff to make it more like, official.
The permitting process.
Permitting process, all
You
that.
go
yeah.
through that and set that up for us.
Yep. So if there was like, something you guys could, think of that I could help with on, more of a mock, level. That's pretty much what the capstone final project is.
Have you seen Professor Zimmerman's preliminary works, and some of his reports he's done for us?
I haven't seen any from here, but I know, it's like a week or two ago, we went to, the State Historical Preservation Office. And they pulled out some of his, and I saw that they were,
He does a lot of background research now. Would you include the background research necessary for a project or whatever it is we come up with?
I know he said once there's a location picked, he will go to the State Historical Preservation Office and he'll get, all the information, like all the stuff we're gonna need to do research
Mhm.
from there. So I'm assuming if there's stuff here, that would be great. Obviously, I can let him know and then he can, or either I can come by or he can come by to, borrow it and then return it once we're done with it.
So, again, your report will include that write-up. This is part of your capstone
Yes,
project,
yes.
the write-up, right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
and you haven't identified the project yet.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Kind of give
Yeah.
some ideas.
Yeah.
But to give them ideas,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be one of these things. You may come up with a better one. That's why I sent out that email to you guys to think about possible projects Yeah.
Cooking, I guess, or,
right now.
yeah,
Well, the Spring Street project was put on hold, right? He didn't continue with that. There was a little bit there left to do, I
Yes.
believe.
And there's new owners now, so they may be more, acceptable if people come back in.
He's very familiar with that project,
Mm.
Spring Street.
Mm.
And what was the other, we don't know what was going, we didn't know what ground penetrating radar, that's what I was gonna suggest. More searching for, graves over in, hidden graves over in our old burying ground.
I was gonna say, that's kind of the thing that I still have on my list, was just where he found those depressions and we're not sure if they're unmarked graves.
Mhm. So there's some specific things, that's kind of, I wouldn't say inclusive, but, you know, I pointed out anomalies
Mhm.
versus graves. And, when you did that work last year, I think, right? maybe we want to go back and revisit those, get them in some sort of more definitive state, whether it really looks like there are graves over here.
Mhm.
Or search areas that we haven't searched that we're applying before and see if there's something up there. That's one area to
Okay.
think about. It's been worked on here before.
I was trying to make some headway, but there's a lot of rules about what you can and can't do inside cemeteries.
Mhm.
We're ground painting already, that should be
Yeah, I know
not a
though,
problem.
Yeah.
but I mean, in terms of like, because when we had talked about it, trying to confirm whether or not they actually
Oh.
are graves or if they're just depressions or, and if they were, like, where would you go to find it? How do you track it down? Like, there's just a lot.
Because we do have some, this wouldn't be done before. Well, I don't know. When do you anticipate doing? Well, this is just a practice thing. so-
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's a practice one.
Yeah, okay. So that's because we were anticipating doing some tree work with some structural braces out, the places to put these braces on, but that would be,
Mhm.
that's something that'd be along the roadways. Kind of plan for that to see what's there. Ken?
Well, as a practice one, define that a little bit more. I mean, it's like,
I'm supposed to, based off of what I can remember correctly, I'm supposed to set up like, like what. It's pretty much supposed to be as official as possible, but not.
You don't actually do the work.
Exactly.
okay, so like for the old burying ground with the ground penetrating there, you're not physically going out there.
Yeah, I don't think I would be
Yeah.
physically doing the actual GPR work,
Right,
but I would go over the process of how I would go about it.
okay.
And what you have to find out.
Yeah, exactly. I believe that's how it would be.
Mhm.
And that might help because it's soon he goes through that.
Mhm.
Did you have any other ideas?
No, I mean, that's a better one.
I am a Native American and Indigenous Studies minor. So honestly, if that is an option to you as a mock trial in a way, I'd be absolutely, wow, that does sound interesting.
As far as what way?
Well, it's supposed to be unmarked burials, right? We don't know whether it's actually.
We don't know if there are any burials
Yeah,
there.
but I know last semester in my North American archaeologies class, I was doing about my final paper was about GPR in Alaska.
Mhm.
And one of them was unmarked burials in Canada of indigenous children, but obviously this is not the same, but where it has to do with GPR and stuff like that. I think, and then I also, my final paper in GIS is about GPR related stuff as well. I feel like it would be kind of cool to see how the process would go about on GPR level.
Sure, I just don't know if we have any evidence that the Americans buried there or why they would be buried there. In the old burying ground.
Yeah.
Unless there were other areas in town we're thinking about that maybe they had.
Michael, one of our members who's not here tonight, Tom Vendetti, is really kind of the authority, if you don't mind me
On the
saying
old
so
burying ground,
amongst
yeah.
us.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think that's really come up, with, Indian burials. But there were Indian indentured Native Americans likely who were members of the church or who attended the first parish. So it's possible, but Tom would have a better read.
Yeah, yeah.
In terms of any probability.
John, you got any ideas?
No, just if he wants to concentrate on Native Americans, the Spring Street site might be something good to revisit. Trying to think of any others.
What is on at the Spring Street site?
They've done some research, Dr. Zimmerman had in the past, and I think it was mostly Native American habitat, right? It wasn't really any burials.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering, what happens to Camp Michon? Does his just still own that?
No, it was sold off to a private conservative corporation. They do classes and stuff like that.
Well, we do have Camp Eco.
We still can't be on the one building
What's
left.
going on with them?
There's one building left that the scouts and other groups use, and then the rest of it's like old shimmy and stuff up there, and then, people use biking trails.
Have we ever done any, I don't know of any archaeological research.
That's what I'm aware of, but I know that there's always talk about Native American stuff up in that area.
You would think so. It's an old Boy Scout camp. It's in town, it's over by the mall.
Mm.
And, we might be interested in, doing survey work around that. It's the pond really, isn't it? What's the name on that?
Small
That's-
pond,
Is it smell?
Yeah.
We have two small ponds.
small pond, little small pond.
Okay. So, around Smelt Pond, and, it could be an area where there was some native settlements or passing through or something.
Okay.
So that's an area that we haven't really looked at. And maybe work done out there in the future.
You don't even get the nice stuff from the family here, it's the Sacred Heart High School, because they just sold that, right? To
What?
A hotel or something, the Sacred Heart High School.
No, it's still, well, there was nothing yet.
Oh, they haven't sold it yet.
Not yet, no.
But anyways, that was always an interesting area, like being out on the soccer fields and stuff, you used to just kind of come across that, so I don't know if they're not doing anything, they've got a whole lot of land. And I know that they did some when they put in the new athletic fields, because I was in high school then, so that was ages ago, but the area to the woods and on the rim and stuff, we always said heard was kind of like off limits, like there was fencing and sort of like that's kind of
Mhm.
not to be disturbed sort of things, but I don't know if anybody's ever studied or.
Yeah, I don't either, and that was quite a while ago, but if they're not gonna be expanding or something. I guess if we could propose to it.
That's what I mean, like if it's just, I mean, it's empty, there's nothing going on there.
Yeah, like, something will go on eventually, I'm sure what.
But the sisters might be open to, since it's currently empty and nothing's going on, poking around. I don't know if it's even worth it or if there's.
Well, we're not
anything
really
about-
actually poking around.
Yeah.
But you'd have to go look at the site and see.
Yeah.
But there may actually be a site there, I don't.
That's what I mean is, I just know there's stuff around there, obviously. And I recall on the back side of the soccer fields. That they talked about something, I can't remember what, but.
I would do a project. And Lynn, do you have any ideas on this for a project? Possible project?
Not really. No, we don't.
No? Okay.
When do you have to have your idea finalized, sorry?
Preferably before the end of the spring break, so by the end of this week.
Okay.
Have a location at least settled on. So,
So do you have to know that there is a good possibility that there's something there?
it's just, a mock trial, so at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be guaranteed, obviously, but as long as it's, like, there's pretty much if someone was to do it normally, is the situation, sorry, I'm trying to think of.
So when we're done, if we actually wanted to do something, we would have all the paperwork to be able
I
to
believe
do
so,
stuff,
yes, I
but
believe so.
it's not.
Exactly.
So based on.
We're not going that
An
far.
assumption that there may be something someplace,
Mhm.
and you would do all the preliminary work.
Yeah,
And with that preliminary work, it sounds like you go through records and stuff, so you might be
Yeah.
able to help identify. Yeah, this is a promising area. The
Mhm.
research I did suggests it was an area that Native Americans utilized, or we would expect to maybe find some unmarked graves in this area, depending on your project. You might be able to identify that,
Mhm.
and we could use that to say, hey, we should probably try to follow up on this.
Yeah, pretty much,
yeah,
pretty
okay.
much.
But it doesn't have to be Native American.
Yeah, I
It
just,
can be historical.
yeah, anything really. The only reason I brought up the Native American thing is for some other reason, when he was talking about the unmarked burials, my mind went
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
because of.
These are more like colonials probably.
yeah.
Okay.
So what about the Plato Turner thing? Is
Well,
that,
we wouldn't be going.
Yeah,
that's
some
nothing?
of it is in Kingston, but a lot of it's in
Right.
Plymouth, so it's
Okay,
kind of how to determine.
okay.
And do you want like a fresh site or a site that that has already been like excavated and studied and stuff, or is that?
Think either or would work, but I can email Professor Zimmerman And as soon as he replies, I can relay to you guys which one he would prefer, but,
Have they done the Kingston work on part of it?
I don't know exactly where the, archaeological survey was done. I gotta check the plantation. They have all the records.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know how far they went into Kingston or if it was all in front of.
It
I
might,
know where they have the graves now is just a memorial. They don't know where they were actually buried, but they know the foundation was further in the woods. I don't know if they're actually in Kingston or not.
That must have been done.
But it's really,
Yeah, James,
so they have all those records. I just haven't looked at them.
Another thing,
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm almost embarrassed to put this, because I'm not gonna remember any of the details, but what was the site? It was the pond that, they were gonna take down, there was a berm around it, and they're gonna take down that berm and restore it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
There's some old foundations around there.
Sylvia Place.
Sylvia Place, yeah. Is there
Yeah.
anything near those foundations
well, that's
that,
an interesting one too. You know, on, man-made dam. Town, something on it. That, actually, that's not the name of the pond, it's dammed up, right? Isn't that the lower
The
one?
lower ones, yeah.
But Wildlands Trust is gonna be removing that dam eventually, or breaching the dam, and there's an old fish ladder there. Okay, this is more recent, but there's probably older stuff around too. In
Mhm.
fact, President Zimmerman and a bunch of us went around there looking for a site, midden site, ancient midden site.
Yep.
But this is on the dam side, where they're gonna take out the dam, there's some, we think it's WPA fish ladders that were put in there or whatever. And there may be other structures around. And that's gonna be changed. They're gonna remove all that and put in, drain the pond
Okay.
down to a certain level, so it's natural free flowing, so the fish can come back.
Mhm.
So that would be something we'd like to do.
Okay.
I'm saying too, there's the wharfs on the river, on the Jones River, on the Clister property, the old wharfs that were down there, there's several of them right on town property. That the land side of it is a possibility. I think we do underwater archaeology there because for the docks and stuff. But that's an area that would be available too, that we could do research on. I think the Camp Nikon one is something we haven't done on. There might be some Native American stuff up there. Or the dam bridge. Okay.
Okay.
So do you want us to give you something, or are you gonna talk to Professor Zimmerman?
I prefer, based off what he said, it'd be better if you guys give me, based off of what your guys'
Okay.
needs are.
All right, so what do we wanna do? Camp
The,
Nikon or?
Just a question, have you accessed, any of the archaeological surveys? There's several comprehensive surveys which we have copies of, and that will help you document, say around Smell Pond where Camp Nikon is, what was previously, possibly known. And
We have the
we get copies of,
reconnaissance survey.
that's fine,
Yeah.
yeah, the overall.
I'm sure he must have a copy of that.
I think
He's
so.
based out on this.
If he doesn't, I can email you and, that, copy would be nice.
Yeah, or the state has it, but,
Absolutely.
so, Camp Nikon or the, Sylvia Pond Dam site. Okay. Sylvia Pond Dam site, they may get to work on it pretty soon, that'd be kind of interesting to find out. It's more recent history
Okay.
and archaeological stuff up there, but we kind of want to make sure nothing's disturbed.
Mhm.
No archaeological sites are disturbed, or
No
get the history, kind of get the
Sure.
history behind the
Mhm.
fish ladder that's there now.
Mhm.
But,
And, well, if you're focusing there, Professor Zimmerman led a field school, I'll say 3 summers ago.
was it that long ago?
Was it in 22?
No, you're
Coming
right.
on 3, some, 2 or 3, no.
Two, I think, two, was it last year, was the year before? yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so there, and they, I mean, if I'm not, overgeneralizing, I think the main result was there was not a lot of pre-contact, material of
but this
archaeological.
was nearby.
Yeah.
It's on the side,
that's-
yeah.
Yeah, it's close.
Right.
But you could reference that, if you're,
I'm okay, honestly, both of them sound interesting to me, so.
So what would you guys like to see?
About what?
Which one?
Which one? I don't think I know enough about either
Okay.
one to be able to really, but.
So far, still be fun.
I would lead towards Sibley Pond just because it seems like there's more likely something, like we have a sense there's something there.
Well, we know the fish ladder there. That's
Yeah.
what we're trying to.
And there are a couple of those foundations too, I thought. that they were-
Those are further over by
Okay,
them,
yeah,
but there may be something in there.
yeah. I might go towards that because it seems like a better chance or something.
From a project standpoint, I think that one's interesting because it's kind of a live, real life thing as
Yeah.
opposed to.
Yeah.
We know Camp Nikon might have something, but we probably would need, that's kind of a more amorphous, where this is kind of a real life one, like
Mhm.
they are gonna tear it down. There are things already filed in it, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that'll be it then. That's our first choice would be, Sylvia Pond site, okay?
Okay,
And,
Write it down.
yes, please.
and then Camp Nikon would be our secondary one after you talked to the professor. So you like to talk to us, just tell us a little bit about the project with,
Kingston Baker?
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kingston Baker site, as.
Yeah, excuse me, we're recording it on TV, so you don't give out any real specific,
Oh,
well, it won't really matter, but locations basically. That's what really,
Okay.
archaeological stuff,
um,
general locations are fine.
it is pretty much it was in 1971 is when it was originally dug and the artifacts were found. A lot of them, it's all pre-contact stuff, a lot of quartzite. There's like scrapers, we found a spoke shave. There's a notched fish net we found.
So that's like a weight on a fish.
Yeah, to help the net stay down. It's actually a decent size, it's like this big, but like the notches are very, noticeable. We found multiple different kinds of projectile points, squid knocket triangle, some of those are broken. Squid knocket stem, we actually have a really good, not pristine, what's the right one? Very clear, squid knocket stem, no real damage to it, it's very, well preserved, thank you. It's a well preserved, one, we have Levana Point, projectile points, Wading River, we found a Wading River one that's actually in really good condition. Most of them are like, flakes, utilized flakes, stuff like that, but we do have things that really do stand out, like I said, the projectile points, the fish net, weight, it was predominantly, it was scrapers, so, a couple thumbnail scrapers, couple, side scrapers, couple, end scrapers, but the ones that stood out the most were definitely the fishing net, the smoke shade, and the two really, well preserved projectile points.
About how many artifacts do you have?
I believe I have, 50.
50?
We're not done cataloging them all. Right now, I've been doing a lot of like measuring, weighing them, getting the dimensions, and then uploading them all to My Past Perfect. So, and then obviously taking a good picture of it that clearly shows the dimensions and has a proper scale on it and things like that.
And where do they get put in after they're identified?
They are in a acid-free bag. And they get put in a acid-free box right now where they're preserved in anthropology lab at the moment. So I'm trying to think of non-specifics.
Who did the dig originally?
James Horner,
And what period are these artifacts from?
We are cataloging them anywhere between Paleo Indian to late woodland.
So those
Which
years
is
are
like-
how far back?
How many years?
Yeah.
Like always that?
Over 2000, about
Okay,
a little bit
okay,
over 2000 till shortly after contact, shortly before contact
okay.
is the range of Paleo Indian to, late woodland.
A lot to learn here.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you say pre-contact, you
It's
mean
before.
before?
Correct.
No,
Yeah, before the.
Pilgrims showed up.
Yes, yes,
Before anybody else got here.
yes.
So
Um,
does this show some summer camps and are there fire pits or middens around as well?
and some of the photos that I was given from, by Professor Zimmerman, there was it seemed like shell mittens in one of the photos. We don't, I wasn't at least, it's not in the, artifacts I was given to work with, because I haven't seen them yet at least. There were, I believe there were shell mittens in one of the photos. Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, but evidence of, the summer camps here.
Native American camps along the river. So that's kind of what this is showing.
Mhm, yes, there was definitely some form of habitat, some form of occupation, for sure.
So there are more artifacts that you are not dealing with, or?
It's
Is
not
it
that,
other
it's not that I'm not dealing with them, I haven't gotten to,
But are you supposed to get to them before you graduate?
I believe so.
You better find out, I guess. Or you may not graduate. Okay. Any other questions, Michael, on this, on the project? Why do they call it the Baker site?
Baker is the last name of the owner of the property.
Gotcha.
You may have answered this already, sorry, I'm trying to keep notes here, but what happens to the artifacts? After you catalog them, you put them in the bank,
Yeah.
where's the long term?
They're being donated to the town of Kingston.
Yeah, okay.
Museum that I wanna build.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, so then what would?
Good luck with that. All right.
Wants to build a museum.
Well, I hope you got the information you need for your project. Thank you for coming by tonight.
Thank you.
That's about.
Absolutely.
Maybe at
Sorry.
the end of your project, come back with some pictures and stuff,
Absolutely.
you and the professor come on. All right,
So I could have, been more, not informed, is the wrong word.
ready for tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect, honestly. It's my first time being at a historical commission meeting. So I was very, it's very, interesting. I enjoyed it. It's just, I just didn't know what exactly to expect, and so it was a little harder to prepare, but next time I'm here, I'll be a lot more prepared.
Well, we all start partying at the end.
Yeah.
You didn't see that. But they won't tonight.
Thanks for pick up.
All right, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Take it easy. Yes, good luck in.
Nice to meet you. Have a
Thanks
nice
for the
day.
update.
I gotta go back and look up. Thank
you.
Okay. All right. All right, so, oh, we have minutes. Good minutes tonight. I didn't print them out for you. I hope you saw them. Everybody have a chance to look at them?
Yeah.
Okay, I sent a couple comments to
Takeaways.
Jim there. You got those, right?
Sorry,
You got those comments I sent you?
from
There's
last
no
month,
ways.
last month or this one's?
No, the ones you sent out.
Oh, I did not get your comments for
For
this,
February.
for February, I didn't see it.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll double, it's probably my inbox, I haven't just,
okay.
Seen it.
It was just,
I sent them out over the weekend and you responded.
yeah, it's just under item 12, turn unused CPA funds.
Oh, yeah,
It's got references to the whole property, and it's actually the whole property.
say it again. Oh, you wrote it to me. How do you spell it? I keep hearing
H-U-L-L.
Yeah, how do you pronounce it?
Hall.
Yeah, okay. Hall.
What, I mean,
Yeah.
when we
I don't know,
say
you had a
Hall,
little, no, it's Hall, but when you said it before, I kept hearing Hall.
Well, Hull, Yeah, maybe that's you were listening on there.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's my
yeah,
voice.
okay, yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, no,
It's the whole property.
Yeah.
It's right over there. So there's
Okay,
two,
I'll correct that.
two cases where I have to change, that's all.
Okay.
Anybody else, comments on the minutes of February 12th? 2025. Which was 2005.
Oh, no,
No what?
no going back to 2005.
No. Okay. No comments? Need a motion to pass these then as amended?
Motion passed.
Okay, all in favor? Right, unanimous then, for the minutes, good. Then we have, yeah, he's mine, it's all traded. There's no, there aren't any bills that I know of, anybody have any? Nope. Okay, and then in the mail. I did mention to the, well, the building inspector, the street treats and parks. Acting super Sean, I asked him, just check, if we had to have a public hearing for any tree removal in the OPG. And there isn't needed because it's town property. It's when it's on, I guess, the border of the streets or something, that you have to do that. Also, I asked him about something I got an email today from, looked like it was a DOT, but there was an attachment, I didn't want to open it, because they're talking about, Smith's Lane Route 3A bridge replacement project. And I know nothing about it, and he didn't know offhand anybody that he was gonna check on it.
Yeah, I saw that on here. I was like, what is that?
I don't know, they just,
Route 3?
it's the bridge that goes over Route 3.
Yeah. that's-
Smith's Lane.
No,
Right. Good. Okay, so he's checking into that, and I don't know why we're being notified about it, but maybe, when they have work, they just make sure there's nothing right in that area that has to be checked out. So that I'll, probably next meeting we'll know more about. And I also, I had the email, I forwarded everybody, the NAPC, which is the National Association for Preservation. That's National Association for Preservation, something like that. Anyways, the group we belong to, on March 27th, they're having a seminar on demolition versus demo, I can't talk either. Demolition versus deconstruction of properties, and it's free. And then if you go register and you put in the Kingston Historical Commission, the code, you don't have to pay anything. You can watch it. I've watched one of these things, and it's pretty interesting. Not this subject, but another one. And
So it's demolition versus what?
de-
Decommission?
deconstruction.
Deconstruct.
Which I guess you take things down.
Deconstruction, you take it apart. Demo, you just swing the ball at it.
Yeah, so I don't know, I guess it's pretty obvious, everything what the difference is, but anyway, and you do, if you're looking for credit, you get some sort
I was gonna
of
say,
credit.
I think though it's because of the preservation. So like if there's certain, certain buildings, you have to keep facades.
Well, there's also features too.
Yeah.
I could say,
But like, I know when I was in London, you would frequently see like the front of the building, like completely scaffolded while they rebuilt the whole
Yeah.
thing behind it.
Yep.
That actually might be really interesting.
So tune in, tune out. That was the mail. Anybody else have any mail for us? No, okay, well, Tom and Denny was very upset the other day. Thought we talked to you guys too. So,
Oh, yeah.
So he went on, he was doing research on, oh, God, what family was it? On the Kingston old families. I guess there were 3 nurses in the family, 3 women that went to be nurses in the Civil War. And, he was trying to get information on them. He ended up at the Army website. His first page, the Army War College. And right on the front, no, this has been taken off because we're reanalyzing the thing. And, I put on what it refers to on the bottom, basically the content, how they keep it. you know, there's no guarantee stuff is preserved because each department maintains their own system. So some of the stuff may be preserved, some may not be. The memorandum for it from the Department of Defense is on the second page. And it goes off on the back of the second page there where it talks about what DEI is. And, what they consider DEI and what has to be removed. So it's quite extensive. The other order for it, the thing that came out, press release is on the final page, as well as the purpose of this thing.
They removed the photograph of the Enola Gay.
Who? Oh, yeah, I know it. Well, it was on the news.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, you guys should have seen that in the news anyways.
That's
Anything like, well, you know,
No.
it's this history
This is,
that's
Yeah.
being removed. And this is got official from the Secretary of Defense. DEI content includes, not limited to, information that promotes programs, concepts, or materials about critical race theory, gender ideology, and preferential treatment or quotas based upon sex, race, or ethnicity, or other DEI-related matters with respect to promotion and selection reform, advisory boards, councils, and working groups. Content requiring removal also includes that which is counter to merit-based or colorblind policies.
to every federal government website, every single one.
So
But the thing is, it's all been copied. You just have to wait for the servers to come up.
who's copied it?
Various people who are not in favor of this crap.
Did you see this, the AP has a list, actually, has a link
Like the,
of 26,000 photos.
Yes.
That
That are historical.
but most of the federal government agencies have an alt identity now, and they're copying all the servers and saving that
Oh, I hope so.
information. So
That'd be
we
good.
will hopefully be able to get it back.
And just so, like those photos they're saying you're getting rid of, this is currently the only place that those are being preserved.
Some of them maybe, because they're probably, you know, from the government, those
Yeah.
photos from the Army, the Navy, the Air Force.
Yeah.
Um,
Aside from the ones that are sort of going underground.
Yeah.
to Copy this stuff. And what we're dealing with this at school, you know, pardon
Would
that
not
being
too much.
eliminated and everything, but. What can be done? Like, what could we do?
I know, that is the big issue.
Yeah,
The big thing is to get people aware of it,
yeah,
you know, this thing here, woman nurses in the Civil War,
Yeah,
that's a
so-
big threat, right?
Yeah, so
That was what he was looking for.
he was looking for information on women nurses in the Civil War.
And there
This
was
is
an
what he
article
found.
apparently
So
in,
in other words, women are like,
Out.
oh,
Anything that isn't white and male
Yeah.
is now erased.
and I was thinking about it, there's a ship, the USS Mason, it was a destroyer escort, that was an experiment in the Second World War, 1944, she was commissioned in Boston. And it's mostly a black crew, it was segregated crew, there was, of course, the officers were white, and the petty officers were white, but crew were all black, basically. And you know, it was a pretty good success story for that. That would be something that would probably, on a Navy website, probably not there anymore. You know, because this, until they come back.
you could go on forever.
Yeah,
About
it's-
this, but, I mean, who says, yeah, okay, that should go versus this should stay? There's nobody even doing that.
Right now, it appears not, right? But hopefully, like this one says, they're in the process of being removed and modified to maintain consistency, so they're looking, this says they've reviewed and adjusted the social media content to ensure compliance.
But
They're
this is
saying
all
we've
that's
already
there.
done it.
This is all that's there when we looked it up, but I
For
can't.
this
I
item,
gotta hope, I mean, there's the Lynn's point that. Removing them from sort of public access is one thing, like,
Well, right now they're
Destroying them,
shredding
getting rid of it.
records
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
USA.
You sure
that's-
didn't records.
The bottom of this says content will be archived in accordance with
yeah,
the code.
right, but that code is on the back,
Whatever that is.
okay?
Yeah.
And it's up to each unit whether they're going to keep stuff, really. So there's different archival policies. So hopefully they do keep it. It's just But if
People
you
were
were,
prepared.
if you were trying to get rid of stuff yourself, you wouldn't want people to just take it off and keep it there
Right,
until you go somewhere.
yeah.
You'd want it destroyed, probably. I don't know. It's conjecture. The point is, it's happening right now that the history is being eliminated from the public access.
Mhm.
And it's not big, bad history.
It's
It's
E.G.
just-
Airmen gone.
Well,
Really? No way.
that's what they said. I haven't.
It's all gone.
Well, I mean, this says,
You can still find Library of Congress, Wikipedia, all that, but the US federal government has gotten rid of all of it.
it says information that promotes programs, concepts, yada, yada. But promotes is different than,
Yeah, but their
Historical
interpretation of promote is very wide.
They're all
ranging.
different interpretations too. Each group has their own interpretations. There's a professor, like I said, historian, he's got a blog and a website and whatever. But, I was listening to some more of his stuff because he pointed out that Noah King and the other groups, but he's got this theory. It's all kind of a white supremacist thing. But, he was saying that, Williamsburg, Colonial Williamsburg, right? They removed the history of the American Revolution from their website. Did you see that? And he says, how do I know that? He says, because I wrote it. And he wrote it like 14, 15 years ago. And it's been up ever since. It's kind of an unbiased view of the American Revolution. And, so if it's been up that long with no objection, people don't find fault with it or errors or whatever, it's been there. Now it's out. And there's just a couple references to where people could look for information on the American Revolution. This is Colonial Williamsburg. I believe that's National Park, though. So, under federal presidential executive order, that's being removed.
They just closed three national parks
It's
too.
history.
They're
Which
further
ones they
closed
closed?
to future rulers.
Cape Cod National.
One was
Seashore?
in Utah. That was a question they were
Yeah.
saying. No, one was in Utah. I think the lantern.
Well, what can you do about it? I guess, you can, Tom's written to, Senator Warren and, got a couple others going out. You can do that, but you can make people aware that, this stuff's being taken away from you.
Yeah, I think that's the more effective one, because
Yeah.
Senator Warren,
No,
she's
totally against
yeah,
it as we are.
but she has no power right.
or do nothing,
Yeah,
just leave it
Yeah.
there.
No,
Who takes it? Who is the person that takes it down? How does it get taken down?
Doge.
well, I know a lot of what we're doing, we're kind of in the same thing. right?
No, I'm
We get all
following
of
it like
these-
mad. They're
Yeah.
violating civil rights left, right, and sideways. So my
We're just
legal
taking stuff
team-
off and hiding it for now,
All of it.
until there's more clarity.
It's not easy.
yeah.
And I think a lot of people are doing
Right,
that. So
right.
the agencies are taking them down. I'm guessing they're not destroying them.
Yeah.
And until there is greater clarity on what this all really means.
Yes.
I hope that's what's happening. That's certainly what we're doing.
So that's what that's about. Government censorship of historical information. Every time something like this comes out, I think of those. Boy, you guys read that book, The Garden, was it Devil in the Garden? Oh, Beast in the Garden or something like that by, very famous author. But I can't remember his name. Anyways, about Germany, pre-war Germany and the rise of Hitler over there. And, it's a historical book. It's not really a novel. But, I think it's happy Germans sitting in the house thinking, oh, yeah, that's about sauerkraut and everything, and they're happy, and all these things are going on. It's just like eventually when they find out about it, it's kind of too late to do anything about it. So let people know when you talk to them, no matter who you're for president or whatever, this isn't the way to go about stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, continuing business, any other new business tonight? You might as well ask for that because it's in the business section. Other than what's on the continuing business? No? Tom, when he told me that he wasn't coming tonight, I said to him, I said, Tom, you know what that means? You know, what do you mean? It's gonna be a short meeting. And he goes, oh. Okay, update on 3 book project, anything new?
We're just cranking away, starting a new section based on the 1800s and Civil War, industrialization here, and
The Civil War.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
hope it didn't include any minorities or women.
Right.
Good thing those pages out.
Make sure you don't.
No.
have those in there.
well, we have a profile of Kingston's Tuskegee Airmen. So,
Good.
yeah.
Keep it in there.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, no. And real quickly, because I know I mentioned the Jones Road Village Historical Society's annual meeting, that went over well, the matching fund opportunity.
is that
is
still out there,
underway.
Jane?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
I didn't get a form, I don't think, so I want to get, I'll see
Oh,
if
yeah.
I got one.
sure, yeah.
Where do you get form or something?
Oh, I mean, there's no form.
Go
You
to the
could-
Jones River. Society?
You could go to them, and Carol Anderson, outgoing president, emailed all the society members.
Okay,
There's, just to back up, there's two matching
yeah,
fund opportunities. One is for renovating what they call Mary's Garden at the Bradford House, which needs a lot of work, new fence, et cetera, moving granite around. And then also to help the book project. And through a very generous source was access, who was a trustee of a charitable fund. He will match up to $10,000 for both. Excuse me, 2-for-2 matches, 2-for-1 rather, if it's $200 less, 1-for-1 over that. So basically you could send something to the book project or to the Jones River Village postal address, just noting which
Yeah.
one, and I'm just saying that as a general. You know, for anybody who's listening, but that's gonna be helpful.
That's great.
So you collect money?
Well, be Tom, he's the
Oh, Tom,
corporate
okay,
address,
Tom.
but I mean, we can, either of us can help, sure.
Anything else on it, Ken?
Just briefly, because it's presentation ideas, it's noted there. Speaking of Civil War, Patrick Brown, former commission member and a real historian, he's written a couple of pieces, including really keying in on units that Kingstonians served in the war, and he has some new material. And that may be, I think, I'm gonna ask Patrick, that might be a nice presentation. And he's really good. So that's one. The other one, sort of coming out of the Bradford House and the Village Society. The docent Chuck Sherry would like to, will be available to do a tour, point out the significant artifacts, and likely have people in period dress at the Bradford House for that, and then combine that with likely showing the film that Jack Burry spearheaded the 3 parts on the Bradfords themselves. So it might be a nice synergy of stuff around the Bradford House. And, so, and they seem interested in that, but society does something.
Yeah.
Can I request that if you do them like in the evenings, because like 7 o'clock, because coming out of the city, there's been a few history talks at the library that I would love to
Sure.
go to, and they start at like 5:30.
Yeah.
And it's
No, good
just,
point.
you know, there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of people that would be interested, but everything starts so early that it's, if you're in the city trying to get out on the trains and stuff, it just doesn't work.
yeah.
And Tom mentioned it before, dealing with the Jones River Village Historical Society. They had the meeting, but they had no one, they still have no one as president or another big position too, that's open. Clerk maybe, it's open still, and they need some new blood in there to take these positions. So without them, you know, we don't know what the fate of the society's going to be. So I'm too old. I won't be doing more English. So if you're not a member, join up and volunteer. Anniversary committee.
Nothing real new, we're just kind of chugging along right now, trying to get, each of the working groups in order for all the events.
Nothing, okay. Linda, you talked about professional memberships. You weren't here when we mentioned that, you're the one that brought it, right?
Excuse me?
You brought up about professional memberships.
No, not in general.
Probably me.
Anyways, we talked about, we are a member of that NAPC, but, well, I got Linda here for the history camp.
Yeah.
You sent that, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So, yeah, I looked at that thing. There is something very interesting thing on the first shots heard around the world over at Concord coming up.
Yeah,
It's like $900 for the weekend to go and, you pay, I guess it includes hotel or whatever. But it's a history lecture for like 3 days out there, right? And there's a little cute little video. I say cute, it's an interesting video where the guy talks briefly, where right out there on the bridge, the field, something I never really knew how it ended up marching back to the bridge. And so you might want to check out that, link she has. But there is this summer program
Yes.
in August.
yeah,
That's the camp in Boston.
yeah,
Where,
that's it's over a weekend, and, there's more to look into about it, but when it's in August, so like this coming August would be kind of prime time and they're looking for people to submit, applications to be a presenter or do things.
you're getting booths there too.
Yeah, and there are booths and, so if there are people that are doing presentations for next year and have it already put together, I mean, it could be used dual purpose.
Is there a theme that they have?
Um,
Like in this August, will it be?
I'm trying to remember, I have to look
Yeah,
again
I
for
think
this
there's
August.
one for special this year.
No, but
No,
there's
so-
different tracks, it
Yeah.
looks like. So last year, there was a lot about the South Shore, what was going on in the South Shore. A friend of mine went to it. I didn't go. And she said it was really, really interesting. And historical figures and things that happened on the South Shore and whatnot. But, the presentation, the Bradford House stuff, there's a film, that could be used to they could use it for the camp, other interested people, but to promote what's going on for us
Mhm.
in 2026.
Maybe a table for the book.
Yeah, the book. And promote the book, and there's bound to be a lot of South Shore people that go to it, but people go from all over the country. And it's a pretty big,
I'm gonna have to
Conference.
look that up. That sounds really cool. I did TutorCon. It's like this giant online convention for people who like the tutor period.
oh, okay, oh, cool.
Oh, I
That
thought you
is
said
cool.
tutor.
That's what I was
I'm
thinking.
thinking, what the? heck?
No,
People like the tutor?
Yeah, yeah.
Tudor.
Like the Tudor dynasty.
Yeah,
Yes, I've read all those.
yes.
But,
It's
yeah,
called TutorCon.
her email has the link on it, but you can just Google it too.
That sounds really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's a
So
great
it would be good to think about some ways that we could kind of jump on that bandwagon to promote what's going on for the anniversary and sell the book.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. I have to look more into it and, see if there's somebody I can talk to ask and just pick their brain about, tell them what we're doing in Kingston and see what they think.
That's great, Linda, let's look into it, yeah. Do you know the dates? I didn't get that.
It's in the middle of August.
Middle of August, so.
Maybe it's the beginning of August. Yeah.
Do we know the name of the organization? Specific, I know
I
it's
think
History
it's
Camp,
just
but
History
it is
Camp.
History Camp, okay.
I think it was just, this group of people that started it, but
Yeah.
it's been going on for a while now, I'm not getting the internet, so maybe. What else?
Government shutdown. All right, John, your favorite subject? Civil War graves. Oh, you got some?
Kind of.
Oh.
What?
Does anybody know how to convert HEIC format to JPEG?
If you want, I can take it to school and ask our
Can you?
IT folks to
That
do
would
it.
be great.
Yeah, I'm
Because
sure they can do
I
it.
got them, but I can't open them, and it's asking to start a subscription to do them. And I'm not doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, I'll bring it to our.
Okay.
Why don't you do it?
So those,
Yeah.
we have So before pictures, and I can go take after pictures of the actual headstones, those, that is all the, what they did on the, block graves. So the
Oh, it's
pictures-
box graves.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And he does feel, I don't know if anyone's been in the cemetery recently, but the first one that was completely rebuilt, if you, I believe it's the first one, if you look now, it's washed away a little bit, it was a piece of granite that's facing the church. And he feels by other ones that he's done, that the entrance is that way now. Facing the
Oh,
church.
really?
And that if you were to dig down a little bit more, he said that should be engraved.
That's what we thought they would be, but we've never seen it, so we'll take a look at that.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe do a little excavation.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool, that's good to know.
Mhm.
QR codes, I haven't worked with her yet on that. I've been working on QR codes at school, trying to do something for Coast Guard, we're doing that, but. I've been on that. Parting Ways Road, I found the videos online. There's more information online too. So we're going to use those to try to get this thing so we can show it at our 300. And so attempt contact what's his name? The guy that's
God, it's been ignoring me.
Henry
Lewis.
yeah. Well, he's been
I turned into a stalker.
well, what have you been doing
Oh, I've emailed him about 17 times.
for this?
Yeah,
Is there
All right.
somebody that anybody knows that could get to him?
yeah, I don't know. I tried like the Harvard University Division email box, and then I tried like his email box, and then I tried like PBS, and but it's hard because everybody's got spam filters and junk filters, you know what I mean? So I'm sure he probably didn't even, I don't even know that anybody actually
Like Kathy,
received it.
maybe Kathy Lenatra could know somebody who could get to him, who knows, just.
That's a good idea.
We could write an official letter. Send an official letter to him from the historical commission.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
See what we can do.
All right.
Or maybe
Oh,
Kathy
there are
has
some
connections to other people that could.
I'll run it by you.
Part of one, I just would like to hear more about it, because I figure if you found that much, when you get, 20 minutes in the show.
Yeah.
But there's like a whole lot that they did to get that
To get
20
that.
minutes,
He
so it would
could
be
come
nice
and
to
talk
know
about
like
what he did,
where it came from, yeah,
or they did.
right.
Yeah, like that.
Like-
See that other stuff.
Where did you find the other stuff? What other kinds of interesting things did you find?
Then- okay, the CPC funds, I wrote a letter, and those will return. Jim, I don't know if you want to keep copies of letters that I write.
As well, yeah.
Secretary.
Yeah.
There's also a letter here they needed for the project that he's doing, Michael is doing. They have like a sort of board they have. Okay, there's a RIB, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have one of those?
We use Bridgewater's.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you need a letter for the RIB, which is something,
It's institutional research folder.
yeah.
But it's you're doing any research that involves people, interviewing anybody, doing anything like that. You need to go through an IRB review to make sure you're following all the appropriate policies.
So that's what this is
processes.
for. And then this is the one, giving the money back that we voted on last meeting.
Do we have a place like for electronic documents? Do we have a
place to hold.
like a Google folder on the town website or anything like that? If I scan these and put them in?
I don't know, I don't think so, but we can.
I'll follow up on that.
Well, I've got to call in with the IT anyway, so we can get this email straightened out,
Yeah,
so I'll ask them about that too.
yeah, because it'd be nice to have a common place we could.
But it would be just applicable, openable by us.
Right,
basically.
right, there's like a Google folder where we're the
Yeah.
members of it.
And the trees, I had another tree fellow come out to get an estimate. Haven't heard back from him yet, I reminded him the other day. So, depending upon that estimate, we'll kind of determine whether we can just go with, 3 estimates. Or we have to go out to bid. So, but we're in the works for that, so now we have 3 or 4 different estimates for the thing. Estimate book, so to speak.
I think it's what, under 50,000?
That's
Don't have, you just can get quotes, but then
Right.
if it's over, you
Mhm.
have to.
Right, that's a great point. And then house plaque request. Where are we with that? Did we get
Yeah.
back to them?
Yep,
Okay.
sent it out a month ago and here's our copy of it. It's, just for the, it's 31 Summer Street, the Frederick C. and Eveline Adams house. But that's, they have
All right.
also,
Put this in the house file, on the comprehensive survey. That's great, okay. I went by the, you know where the vets are, right down by, the point there, the vets.
yes, you
So,
know, yeah.
yeah, I noticed they got a sign plaque up on it, it's not one of ours, so, but too bad, gotta push our signs better. Get them out there.
Oh, the one next to it? Right up the hill from it?
No, the house, no,
No, oh,
house.
their house. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
what was his name, Dr.
Dr.
Russo, yeah, Dr. Russo's place. Yep. All right, so that's all we have for tonight. I believe, unless anybody has something else.
Just an idea for, fundraising or presentations or whatever. I was looking at the first murder trial in Kingston. I think you had pointed out, I was reading the story again in one of the histories or whatever. I don't know if people in town would be willing to do it, but like a reenactment of the trial would be super fun.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be handy. So is there enough information on the trial itself though?
Oh, there's tons. I mean, I haven't read it all, but however, the nature of the crime and the relationship.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's kind of, yeah, it might be a little not family friendly.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a different murder.
Nick did a presentation on it at the Adams Center.
Oh,
Maybe it was like a year or so ago, or maybe it wasn't a presentation just about that. There were other things about notables in
okay.
Kingston, and that was like a big one that everybody had kind of flocked to that.
I was gonna say,
display.
it's feel,
And
yeah.
he talked about it, and it was really very intriguing,
yeah.
and it got national attention.
Totally. And long story short, but Paul Gallagher's brother, John, is a great South Shore murders in different towns from Abington,
Oh,
Yeah, I
Halifax. and
remember
now
you saying
Kingston.
that.
And but he actually sat down with Tom, was like, can I really, how far do I go with this because of the
Maybe there's a way.
the relationship and.
What
deep
relationship?
Well, it was just speculation. It was speculation.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, two men
I got you.
in the relationship. And, yeah.
Well,
The information's now been
That
removed
makes
from
sense.
the site.
all right,
They did presented it, it was like speculation, and it was like not.
okay then.
Maybe a different one. Anyways, I had just seen like they did a trial like a historical trial reenactment.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, actually, that would be kind of fun.
If we reenacted that, we'd probably have the FBI down here.
That'd be fun too.
Okay. All right, then we need a motion to adjourn.
Sorry, this is only the picture you're on here.
That's it.
Nothing else, yeah.
Yeah.
With all that talk, no murder, 2 men, I don't know, that was him,
Yeah.
long as it's going, unless he had something else on.
Okay, good enough, yeah.
I moved to adjourn.
So the next date, which would be
The
It's April 9, 6:30 in this room.
the April 9.
April 9th.
April will be the last time we're here, then we'll back upstairs.
Oh, okay,
from there.
good. I don't know, I hope that link was okay for tonight.
It was, I
To try it.
double checked it, yeah.
Great, yes. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It actually, I had to change, the one you had on there was for upstairs. So, I didn't realize that before, but now I'll make
Yeah,
sure.
when we're changing rooms.
Yeah. Yeah.
All in favor?
Uh,
I